Hi everyone, I'm Corey Taylor from Corey Taylor Talks, and I'm here at Wizard World Comic Con. I am so excited. There are so many incredible guests. We have Barry Bostwick, Patricia Quinn, Jason Mewes, Ian Ziering, John Schneider, and so many more. So come on, let's go.
You're listening to Corey Taylor Talks.
I'm here with the one and only Patricia Quinn. You guys know her from so many different things, and of course the Rocky Horror Picture Show where she plays Magenta. So thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks.
And I love your purse.
Thank you so much.
So I have a couple questions for you. So the first one is, I think Wizard World is awesome, and I can only imagine how it is for you. So you get to meet all your fans and really talk to them and get pictures and autographs. So what's that like to be able to do that?
Well, as little Nell says, it's really wonderful to be worshipped. And anyway, we were being interviewed in Seattle in an afternoon show, and the lady said, "Don't you get sick of these cons?" And that's when Nell said, "It's really, actually, really nice to be worshipped." And the lady said, "Oh, I could do with a bit of that." And Nell said, "Get a dog."
You're so funny. We've been talking before this, and she's hysterical. And also, now, like I said before, you have such an extensive film background. And would you say Rocky Horror is your favorite movie you've done, or do you have another one that's your favorite?
No, it's not my favorite. Nothing's my favorite. Everything I've done is my favorite. But Rocky Horror, now last year was its 40th anniversary. We're 40 years young.
Yes, very young.
Emphasis. And then the only shiver that went down my spine, well, not the only one, but the thing is, could you be quiet? And the main thing was that Rocky Horror is now the longest running film in cinema history.
Yeah.
So the word history was quite important to me. You think, why is that? And the reason is, people say, "But what about Gone with the Wind?" And one says it went. We never left the cinema in 40 years, which is an extraordinary feat, as no film in the world has ever done it. So I'm sorry, but I'm very proud of that.
Of course.
I think that's fantastic. So I thought, this is amazing. So I just did an evening at the Royal Albert Hall in London to 6,000 guests, introducing the Rocky Horror movie. Now, London isn't America, and the 31st of October, Halloween, is Rocky Horror Day in the States, and was actually named so in Las Vegas legally last year. But Halloween is Rocky Horror Day here, even I know that. But not in England. So then to find that the London, one could fill the Royal Albert Hall, 6,000 people in one evening, was quite a feat.
Yeah.
I believe we're being served our drinks, golly gee. Thank you.
And yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So that was fantastic, and then very challenging. Also, for it to be in the Royal Albert Hall, and not to bring royalty into this, because people get a bit fed up with me and royalty, but I can't help it, darling. And I know America's rather keen on our royalty, hopefully. The Prince of Wales had my husband, Sir Robert Stevens, knighted by his mother, the Queen. So the Queen of England knighted my husband, hence I became a lady. Oh, law. So I'm
jealous.
Yeah, don't be. Well, I know what you mean. Anyway, so Sir Robert Stevens, a knight, and I'm his lady. And at the Royal Albert Hall, there's the Royal Box, because Queen Victoria and Prince Albert built the Royal Albert Hall. So for Rocky Horror to be on there was yippee! Yeah. And so the Prince knows Rocky Horror. And my husband said, Pat's doing it on the stage. I went back to it 21 years later. He said, you could catch her in it in Sheffield. I believe, sir, you're going to Sheffield this week. So a few months later, sir said to me, Pat, I'm so sorry I didn't get to the Rocky Horror. But I could hardly turn up in fishnets and garters. And without a thought in my head, I said, but no, you could have gone as Brad, the nerd. And he said, the nerd? I thought, oh, my God. I said, you know, in a doctor's coat and Y fronts. So it's just getting worse. And he said, the nerd? I said, And he said, did you ever see The Nerd by Rowan Atkinson's, the play in the West End? I said, no. He said, it's absolutely wonderful. I said, oh, good. So we got out of that. Don't you love it? And you know, I read just recently, it's very noisy in this room, and it's too noisy for interviews. I mean that. I've never known anything like it. Are all these people being interviewed?
I believe just you and Barry. So.
Well, could you throw them out?
I don't have.
I mean, they're all sitting having dinner and a chat, and this is an interview. Shall we go to another room? I'm not being funny. It's ridiculous. It's just
Because I think other people are going to want to interview her.
Yeah, so I think everyone in here is pressed, so it's gonna go. So if we could just do one.
I'm still talking, don't worry. But I'm actually shouting to be heard. We're doing an interview, be quiet. Anyway, so, where were we?
It's about the nerd and you.
Yes,
and
and
you saw
the
the
bed.
nerd.
Oh yes, here's a brilliant thing. This is a brilliant little bit of information. So, unbeknown to me, I read recently that Diana, Princess Diana, met Tim Curry.
Oh.
I never knew that. I knew she liked Travolta. Anyway, she met Tim Curry and said to Tim Curry, Mr. Curry, I'm so glad you absolutely completed my sexual education. I love that, don't you? Okay, so William and Harry must know the Rocky Horror. And cheers to that's what I said.
Yes. Could you do like one of your favorite lines from the Rocky Horror Picture Show,
No.
especially the famous lips? Oh, no.
What's your name, Corey?
Yes, Corey.
Lovely. I'd like one of those with my name on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. Oh, well, I love this. I mean, I don't say, but we did an interview for the Today Show. It was so boring. It's the worst interview I've ever had to do in my life. They were so unprepared in the questions. I mean, Corey, you could give them a run for their money. And I was told, but it's the Today Show. Really? And anyway, we had a few rahs in it, because I think a few little hiccups in an interview make for interesting viewing. So, I'll tell you about that. It was all cut. Cowards. Anyway, because I just read before, you know, because those interviews that have hiccups, people love. Talk about it for weeks. Anyway, so this boring interview with the most boring Rocky Horror questions. And anyway, so, what's his name? Brad. Sorry, forgotten. Brad Majors said, well, I think I'll have on my tombstone, asshole. Well, that's his line, you know, asshole. And Susan Sarandon got quite lyrical and said, well, I think I'll have on my tombstone, don't dream it, be it. I said, well, with the handsome fee that Fox is paying me, I won't be able to afford a tombstone. So there. Excuse me? Don't dream it, be it. Okay, so you're lucky, he's lucky, I'm lucky. We're all, say it,
We're all lucky.
better than that.
We're all
Lu-
lucky.
We're all lucky.
So I have a couple quick questions for you.
Right now, by being so close.
No, I actually kind of like it. I feel cool. I feel important. So. Thank you. All right. So, what's really cool about Wizard World is you get to meet your fans and actually talk to them and take pictures and sign. How is that doing it? Do you love doing this? Like, is that why you do all this stuff?
Well, yeah, I do. I mean, because you know, I live a very lonely life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't take me serious. I don't live a lonely
I
life.
don't think so. Yeah. I was like.
Actually, no, I live a very lonely life. No, my wife says that you never want to leave I never leave the house.
Yeah.
You know, so for me to come to these things and actually meet people
Yeah.
and talk to you, Corey,
Yes.
it's an unusual thing in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. But but in terms of your question, yes, I like meeting the fans. I like talking to them, and I
Yeah.
like seeing what they've seen of my work
Yeah.
and what made an impression on them. You know.
Yeah.
And then I try to do something totally different.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you do play so many different types of characters. You're not just typecasted, which is kind of hard, especially because of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
But you really prove that you can do all different characters. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like playing the bad guys.
Yes, bad guys are cool.
Yeah. I did a part on Scandal. I played the president's father, and I was a really bad guy. Despicable, in fact. He was very despicable. I like despicable.
Yes. And so, like we were saying, you have done so many different types of things. What's your favorite project you worked on?
Wow, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Usually it's always something that I've just done. I actually have a little web series on now called Inside the Extras Studio with mildly fearsome films. Subscribe.
I will.
We just finished the second season, and it's going to start next month, I think. It's called Inside the Extras Studio, where I interview people who are supposedly extras, famous extras, and take off on Inside the Actors Studio. And it's very funny. It's witty.
Yeah.
It's very witty. Watch it. Inside the Extra Studio.
For sure. That sounds really cool. And then, do you have like a favorite behind-the-scenes story from the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Because I'm sure there's a lot of craziness on set. Is there like one story in particular that really stood out to you?
No.
No.
No, they're all in a blur. 41 years ago.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I have no stories other than the fact that it was cold, rainy,
Oh.
and there were no toilets on the set, and it was done very quickly, and I have stayed friends with a lot of these people for 41, 42 years,
Yeah.
and so it's been a great journey for us all, and. Meatloaf and I have stayed friends.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, Mr. Meat, and he and I. We did an episode of Glee a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yes.
they didn't let us sing. I don't know why. 'Cause he's a pretty good singer, right?
Yes, and you are too.
Oh.
You're a very good singer.
I don't know if I am, but he actually has made a career out of it. You know, I just mess around.
No, but you kind of made a career out of it with your Broadway and everything. So. And then I have to say, when I was really little and I couldn't curse or anything, I loved the song "Damn It, Janet." And instead of ever using a curse word or anything, I would say Janet instead. But now that I can say it, can we do "Damn It, Janet"? Just like say the line real quick.
Okay, so we're not going to say "darn it, Janet" or "done it, Janet," or we're going to say "damn it, Janet."
Yes.
Okay.
Damn it, Janet.
I
Perfect.
love you.
I love you.
One more time.
Damn it, Janet. I love you. Perfect. Thank you so much. You are just amazing. You're even better in person, which I can't even imagine. So thank you so much. Thank you. I am here with the one and only Ian Ziering. You, of course, know him from originally Beverly Hills 90210, and now, of course, more recently, Sharknado, which everyone just loves.
Very conversational, and you're like a good. How old are you? You're like
18.
18. You're a pretty
Thank
good
you.
presenter.
Thank
It's like
you
I could
very
see
much.
these red carpet opportunities come. You just keep this up. I was kind of like joking, talking. I was you at the beginning of this, but like you didn't mess up at all.
Thank you so
You
much.
didn't even need to take two.
Well, thank you. So I have a few questions for you. Okay. So being at Wizard World, I think is really awesome because you get to meet all your fans and stuff. How is it talking to them and signing autographs and pictures?
You know, it's all about the fans.
Yeah.
It really is. So whether I meet them here or at Ian's Hearing on Twitter or Instagram or wherever, it's nice to interact. And the sci-fi fans are the biggest, most supportive fans in all of entertainment. And because we're all connected on digital platforms, you know, I get to bounce off ideas, answer questions, and post pictures from behind-the-scenes stuff. I was periscoping live from the last Sharknado.
I love Periscope.
So people
That's awesome.
got a chance to watch the movie experience with me, and I was in just as much disbelief as they are. I don't see the movie until it airs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's cool, though. That's different. I never knew that. That's awesome.
Well, we shoot it in 15 days. We're shooting Sharknado 4 right now.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they spend every available minute in post-production adding all the visual effects.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so it's tough, but, you know, if it wasn't for the fans, we wouldn't do these things.
Oh, yeah. But you have truly, like you said, the most incredible fans. I mean, I love Sharknado so much. So I'm looking forward to Sharknado 4. And when is that coming out?
It's going to be out on Sci-Fi July 31st.
Oh, cool. So soon. And you're still filming. That's a lot of work. But good for you. And also, you do get to work with so many different celebrities. And you're obviously the series regular, but you get to work with so many different other cameos and everything. How is that?
You know, it's funny because people show up on set that I don't know until they show up.
Oh.
And everyone who is recognizable doing a cameo gets a little bit of creative underneath them, some adjustment in the script to acknowledge who they are, where they've been, or through some way to organically integrate them into the script. So it's challenging.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's cool that you get to meet all these different people.
Working with some great people.
Oh, yeah. Truly, Sharknado is the best. And also, can you kind of give us any exclusives, a little bit about Sharknado 4?
It's going to be the biggest storm in the history of storms.
Oh.
I say that every movie.
Yeah, but maybe it's even bigger this time.
It is. It's a much more ambitious script. It's a much bigger project. There's a lot more stunts. There's a lot more creative ways to kill sharks. So let's just leave it there. It's going to be awesome.
Gotcha. Awesome. And are you really afraid of sharks, or are you not, or what's your real life thing with sharks?
Yeah, I'm scared of sharks.
Okay, good. So you are human.
Yeah, sharks are pretty scary. I mean, I would never like to be face to face with one out in the open ocean.
Unless you have a chainsaw, of course.
Yeah, no, not even then. If there was ever a real Sharknado, I would survive by running faster than everyone else.
That you just have to be faster than just one person, and then
well,
you're good.
no. Are you kidding? There's a lot of sharks.
That's true. That's true. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. You are so amazing, and thank you. Very nice to meet you. Thank you. I am here with the one and only John Schneider. So hi, how are you, John?
Wonderful. Did you know that Schneider in German is a tailor?
No, I didn't.
Yes. If you sew, if you make clothing in Germany, you're a Schneider.
Oh, so are you a secret tailor then?
Yeah. So my friends are tailors.
Oh,
So I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so happy you're on.
The #1 teen show.
In the nation, yes.
Well, you know why that's interesting to me? We've been. I have a film studio outside of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We hire a lot of local people, and someone I have used in the last 3 films we've done. Her name is Maddie Nichols. She is from Denham Springs, Louisiana, and she was 15 the first time she worked for me. Now she's 16, and
Wow.
she is a tremendous talent.
Yeah.
So I'm all over it. I'm so excited about what you're doing
Thank you.
for your age group.
Thank you. And you know, that's really cool that you recognize teens are truly the future. And if people don't give them guidance and everything, they're not going to go in the right path. But if you're helping them making their dreams come true, then they'll be successful and be good people. So that's awesome.
Correct. You know how old I was when I started Dukes of Hazzard?
No, I don't.
Right there, when the day we took that picture, 18.
Oh, well, I'm 18 now.
Oh,
so.
there you go. So I was 18 years old when I started Dukes of Hazzard. I had tremendous support from my high school principal, from my music teacher, from the coach, all in high school that were all about, they knew I was more about theater and music and filming. In those days it was Super 8.
Yeah.
But they knew I was more about that than anything, and they did everything they could to help me in my endeavors to become a guy sitting behind a table selling autographs. That's a Freudian slip.
That is so awesome. That's really cool. That's a great story. So I have a couple quick questions for you. No, I think you're awesome. Please talk more about it later too. But I think what's so cool about Wizard World is you get to come and meet all your fans, and you do sign autographs and take pictures and stuff. Do you think that's awesome that you get to do all this?
Oh, it's terrific. You get firsthand to find out what the fans are reacting to, what they're reacting to well, what they're reacting to maybe not so well. So it's the only measuring stick we have to figure out what we're doing right or wrong.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And it's great. You know, when you film a television show, you don't have anyone there saying, wow, that was terrific, or wow, that sucked.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
That's a good
but,
point,
you know,
yeah.
those are important things to know.
Yeah.
And here at Wizard World, we have the opportunity to find out exactly what people are thinking.
Well, that's a very good point. That's
I'm
true.
into research. I like to find out what people are thinking.
That's good. Then you're a good actor. Then that's where it comes from. You actually take criticism well, and you roll with it. So
Oh yeah, criticism is the best. Actually, far more. You can learn a lot more from criticism than you can from someone just saying, "Oh, that's so wonderful."
Exactly. And Dukes of Hazzard truly is one of the biggest shows ever, and it probably will be one of the biggest shows ever. So, like, did you expect it to become this big?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I didn't know any better. I didn't know how difficult it was for something to become successful.
Yeah.
Let alone something to be iconic.
Yes.
When we did Dukes of Hazzard, there were 3 networks, and we had an average of 28 million people a week watching the show for 7 years.
Wow.
It was really, there isn't anything really like that anymore because there's 800 networks. Yeah. So it was a wonderful experience, but I love cars. When I was 18, that's what everybody was into. So it made sense to me that this would be a huge show. I've been in a lot of things since then that I thought would be equal that success, and they haven't. Although Smallville did pretty darn well.
Oh yes, it did.
Yeah.
That's a very big show.
Secret Life of the American Teenager did well.
Yes, and I love that show
Yeah,
too. So
yeah.
absolutely. And
I'm on that one too, in case you don't remember. Mr. Bowman, Dr. Bowman.
yes, I know. You were awesome on that too.
It destroyed me afterwards. It destroyed my whole reputation. I was not in some other country with another family, no matter what they said.
I trust you. And do you have like a favorite out of all this stuff you've done? Do you have like one memory that really stood out to you?
Well, I do a show now called The Haves and Have-Nots on the Tyler Perry's Haves and Have-Nots on the Oprah Winfrey Network.
Yes.
And it's may I have that picture, Steve? Ta-da!
Thank you.
It's this one. It's on right now. And I don't know if you heard anything about it, but
Yes.
the film studio I have got flooded last week. And I've had a tremendous outpouring of love and workforce from the community where I am, but from the cast of the Haves and Have-Nots. They've done some wonderful things. They've gotten involved with a GoFundMe. We weren't insured. It's hard to insure yourself for flood in Louisiana.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So they've been there for me, and it's really quite wonderful. So just like your experiences, there's a lot of things you do at work, a lot of things you do at school that are fun, but really what you take with you are the relationships you have with your peers. So that's what I take away from Dukes of Hazzard. We're still all wonderful friends. Smallville, I haven't seen anyone from Smallville. It's a little odd. Haves and Have-Nots, we're building that. This guy, Barry Bostwick,
Yes,
wonderful new
interviewed
dear
me.
friend
Yes,
of mine.
Greg.
He's coming. He's coming.
She's
to,
very good.
She's wonderful.
She's very good. I know.
He's coming to the studio in May to work on a movie called 1 Month Out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's a brilliant writer.
You combed your hair today, and I did not.
And you're wearing the same clothes.
I am. I know. Well,
You're a cowboy.
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
I'm not.
Yeah, well.
I'll see you later. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely day.
I'll see you tonight. We're going to Cirque du Soleil tonight.
Oh, us! I love Cirque. They're always great here.
So anyway, if you want to know more about the studio, go to my Facebook page and like it. If you like it, if you don't like it anyway. John Schneider Studios. John Schneider Studios is a Facebook page, and you learn all about the movies we're making. See more about Maddie Nichols.
Yes.
Jordan Salome, a bunch of folks that we're working with that are 18.
Yes.
Actually, she's not even 18 yet, but I love it. I'm having a wonderful time.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. You're so cool, and we love you. So thank you so much for doing this.
Congratulations.
Thank
on your
you.
success.
Thank you very much. I am here with the one and only Jason Mewes. You know him from Jay and Silent Bob, Clerks, Mallrats, so many different things. So thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. I see that you have your own mic that says Corey. Yes, I like it.
Yes, thank you very much. So I have a few questions for you. One of the cool things about Wizard World is that you get to meet all your fans and everything and talk to them and take pictures and sign autographs. Do you really like that, like going out there meeting everyone?
I do. And that's why I come. Big reason I come, honestly. Again, it's the stuff people come up and say is out there. We've had some funny ones today, which I always enjoy, plus the nice things people have come up and said. So that's definitely part of it. I mean, it's definitely a big reason I come to these, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And you have been in truly just so many cult classics. Did you really ever think you would be in so many different films that people just love more than anything?
No, I really didn't. Like, we did Clerks, and I went back to work. I was roofing. We shot Clerks, and after I went back to work, I had no idea that it would be in the movies at all. And then we did Mallrats, and it really wasn't until the Mallrats came out that people started talking about Jay and Bob. But again, even then, I wouldn't say that I was like, oh wow, Jay and Bob. Like, it took a while before I realized that people really started. If you notice on the Clerks poster, Jay and Bob's not even on there. Kevin's on there, but as director, Kevin Smith. Even Miramax back then was like, oh, they're not big characters in the movie, so we won't put them on the poster. But yeah, so it's surreal to me that to this day people still, like reading Jay and Bob comics or watching our podcast and all that stuff. It's pretty surreal. So no, I had no idea, and I still have no idea.
And you still have so many more that can come. And I know, like you were saying, you work with Kevin Smith a lot. How is it working with him? You guys seem very close.
It's awesome. I mean, if I could do like a couple movies a year with just Kevin, I honestly would, because not that I don't like working with other people and I've had good experiences and stuff, but I don't know, it's just the vibes. The vibe with him, because we're close and because how he treats everybody and acts with everybody and puts his focus in on the direction of the acting and all that stuff. I don't know, I just enjoy it. And a lot of times it's not only Kevin, he hires a lot of the same people. We've worked with the same DP in the first 6 movies, and then now another DP. He's different than the first 6, but this guy he's worked with in the last 3 movies. So it's just Kevin likes to hire the same people, and it's always like getting back. It's like going to camp with the same friends every year or so. So again, it's if it was possible, honestly, I wish Kevin did make 2-3 movies a year, different movies like he has. But I'm just saying, if I had the choice, I would work with him all the time. So.
Yes, absolutely. And you guys are a great team. And then I know you're here. You have Mused Juice. You have a crowdfunding page. So where can people get all this stuff and help support everything?
Perfect. Big.co is where you can go to Jay and Bob's Chronic Blunt Punch, the video game. There's 12 more days left, and they're still need about, they're at 70% almost. So go to fig.co for their game. Mused Juice is Mused Juice, my last name, MEWES Juice.com for the vape if you're a vapor. We have 5 flavors. And then, Kevin and I we have a show called What's in the Box on Screen Junkies. It's an app you can download on your phone, iPad, or go online and watch. It's Kevin and I open up boxes of toys and lightsaber statues, all sorts of fun stuff, and we talk about it. And then, of course, my Twitter and Facebook, JAYMEWES. Mewes is my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Facebook, and all that good stuff.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And wait, real quick question before we go. I heard there's a rumor about Clerks 3 coming out. Can you confirm or deny or talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, it was supposed to. We started gearing up to do so, and it got sort of put on hold for the next year and a half because, and I don't know the true facts exactly, but Jeff Anderson was busy for the next year, he said. So that's sure to put on the shelves, and hopefully we're going to do more ads.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And please go, everyone, support him, follow him, go to the crowdfunding page, everything. So please, thank you so much, Jason.
This episode of Corey Taylor Talks has been brought to you by the number 6 and the letter B. Thank you, and good night.